wanderers. The signal drifts again, this time carried on the warm winds of the Malay archipelago. It is locked onto whispers of a spirit feared in villages and cities alike. A woman whose grief echoes through the palms, whose cries ride the night air. The voice you are about to hear does not know you are listening. Lean closer. The signal will tell you of the Pontianak.
Picture this. The air is thick, humid, pressing against your skin like a damp blanket. In the tropics, the night never truly cools. The frangipani trees sway in the heavy breeze, their flowers perfuming the darkness with a sweetness that feels almost cloying. The cicadas, so loud by day, have gone silent. The only sound is the whisper of palm fronds shifting, and the occasional bark of a dog at the edge of the village. You are walking alone down a narrow road. Wooden kampong houses stand on stilts nearby, their windows shuttered, lantern light flickering weakly inside. The moonlight cuts silver patches across the dirt track, but shadows cling thickly in the banana groves. Then you hear it. A cry. Faint at first, like a woman sobbing far away. It seems to come from everywhere and nowhere, carried by the shifting wind. And then, the scent grows stronger, the perfume of frangipani drifting across the night. The elders warn, when the crying grows softer, she is near. When it grows louder, she is far away. And if the crying shifts into laughter, sharp, shrill, and echoing, then it is already too late. This is the Pontianak. Her story has many beginnings, whispered differently in Malaysia and Indonesia. Some say she is the restless spirit of a woman who died during childbirth, her final moments filled with pain and despair. Others say she was betrayed, abandoned by her husband, and left to die with her unborn child. Her grief, her rage, and her anguish gave birth to something no grave could contain. She became the Pontianak, a woman pale as bone, her long black hair hanging like a curtain, her eyes burning red, her voice carrying both sorrow and fury. In Malay and Indonesian folklore, she belongs to the great tradition of the Onryo-like spirit, wronged women whose deaths created echoes too heavy to fade. And the places tied to her legend are never far. The banana trees where she waits in silence, the frangipani groves where her perfume lingers, the edges of villages where the light does not reach. Among the most enduring beliefs is that Pontianak dwell in banana trees during the day. Locals say, if you pass a banana grove at night and hear the rustling of leaves though the wind is still, it may not be the breeze. Children were once warned never to play too close to the groves, lest they see a pale hand reaching out between the leaves, or catch the sweet, sickly perfume that marks her presence. Even today, older villagers will not cut banana trees at night, fearing they might disturb the spirit resting within. She is said to appear first as a beautiful woman, her face serene, her long hair cascading down her back. She may stand at the roadside or near a grove, her figure partly hidden in shadow. But when she draws near, the illusion shatters. Witnesses speak of her face twisting, her skin paling to a deathly white, her mouth gaping with sharp teeth. Her eyes flare red in the dark, and her nails, long and yellow, curl like talons. Sometimes she is seen cradling her belly, empty and swollen. A reminder of the child she never held. Drivers on long highways tell stories of women who ask for rides, only to vanish from the back seat. Motorcyclists claim to hear sudden laughter behind them, and when they turn, nothing is there. In Singapore's kampong days, children said she wandered the dirt paths between villages, her perfume thick in the night air. The Pontianak is more than a ghost story. She is a reflection of history, of fear, and of grief. In the days before modern medicine, childbirth was perilous. The loss of a mother in labour was a wound that struck not just a family, but the entire village. To lose both mother and child was almost unbearable. Her story gave that grief a face. She became the explanation for unexplained deaths, sudden illness, or the wailing heard in the night. She also became a warning, a way to explain and control fears about women, beauty, and betrayal. In some versions, she hunts men who are unfaithful, punishing them for the sins she once suffered. Across Southeast Asia, she shares kinship with other spirits. The Phai Krasu of Thailand, the disembodied woman's head with trailing entrails, the White Lady of the Philippines, a mournful ghost often tied to betrayal. Each story is unique, but they spring from the same well of grief and mortality. Stories of Pontianak encounters still surface today. In Kedah, villagers whisper of a motorist who saw a woman by the roadside late at night. He stopped to offer her a ride, but when he reached town, the seat behind him was empty, except for the lingering perfume of frangipani. In West Kalimantan, the very capital city of Pontianak bears her name. Folklore says the city's founder heard her cries in the mangroves and built the settlement where the sound was strongest. Even now, locals claim to hear her voice in the swamps when the moon is high. In Singapore, before the last kampong villages were cleared, parents warned children not to wander too far. Some said they saw a woman with red eyes crouched near a banana tree, watching silently as the children played. Belief in Pontianak brought with it rituals of protection. Sharp objects, nails, scissors, needles, are said to drive her away. They remind her of the pain that created her. Some say carrying one close to your body is enough to keep her at bay. Garlic, too, is used as a ward. Its strong smell is thought to repel spirits and purify spaces. And perhaps most striking, there is the ritual of driving a nail into the ground at the base of a banana tree. If she is hiding there, the act pins her spirit in place until dawn. These protections echo others around the world. Silver bullets for werewolves, iron nails to ward off fairies, salt to hold spirits at bay. Fear always breeds ritual, and ritual gives comfort. But behind the terror is something more human. The Pontianak is not only a predator, she is grief given shape. Her story reflects a time when women's suffering was silenced, their voices unheard. She is that silence, broken and turned into rage. To some, her cries are not only frightening, they are a mother's mourning song, twisted into lament. Her laughter, shrill and terrifying, may once have been a lullaby. She is a reminder that cruelty and loss never vanish. They transform. They become stories that wander through generations, never letting us forget the cost of neglect, betrayal, and grief, like La Llorona of Mexico, who weeps for the children she drowned. Like the White Ladies of Europe, betrayed women whose deaths echo in castles and forests. The Pontianak is part of this global archetype, the woman in white, the eternal mourner, haunting every culture with the same wound beneath different names. So if you find yourself walking in Malaysia or Indonesia and the night grows still, listen closely. If you catch the perfume of frangipani and a woman's cries drift on the breeze, beware. If the cries grow softer, she is already near. If they grow louder, she is far away. But if the cries turn to laughter, high, piercing, and echoing, then her grief has already found you. The Pontianak endures, not only as a tale of terror, but as a reflection of loss, grief, and the way the living give shape to sorrow. Even now, in the quietest hours, her voice is said to rise with the wind, not only to frighten, but to remind us that some stories are too heavy to be buried.
The Pontianak fades back into the palms, but her echoes remain. Wanderers, you have walked with me through her grief, her rage, and her endless hunger. Do not take lightly the spirits born of sorrow. They do not fade, they adapt, they wait. The signal moves on now. but not without cost. Stay close, subscribe, and follow me through the interference, for the ghost signals are far from finished. And tell me, wanderers, which corner of the world should I let the static find next? Perhaps it will be your land, your legends that bleed through the veil.